They are thought to be paranormal stalkers with abilities ranging from madness inducement, stalking, shape-shifting, manipulation and more. Who or what are the black-eyed children that have gained popularity since 1998? Are they an urban legend that has grown popular from internet forums and websites, or even photo manipulation? Or could they be something sinister that we should be truly wary of? Well, it seems that even though social media and other platforms have made these mischievous children more talked about, the truth is that sinister, childlike creatures have been witnessed way before 1998. In fact, it's unknown when the first sighting occurred or even where the legend originated from. They are described as being aged between 6 and 16, with eyes which are totally black and empty of emotion and skin deathly pale. And don't think that these children can't cause you harm either, as with their supposed abilities, they are blamed for crimes including murder, psychological torture, stalking and mind-breaking. So as you can imagine, they're not something you ever want to encounter. Legends say that they find their victims along streets, highways and even residential homes. After they latch onto you, the torture commences as they chip away at your mind. Even though there have been countless sightings of these children for decades, no one knows what they are. Theories range from the ghosts of dead children to vampires, demons, and even human-alien hybrids. Then there are others who think they are nothing more than naughty children playing terrible pranks on people. Described as wearing dark clothing or wearing a hooded sweatshirt that hides their faces, they will often be seen with a friend or sibling, just to add to the creepiness. Anyone who encounters them describes the same sensation though. They feel pure terror. People have said that there is just something about them, like you can feel them inside your head, manipulating you to do what they want. Over the last 20 years alone, anyone who has come across these paranormal children describe very similar experiences. A child will approach your car window or appear outside your door and ask for help in some form or other, like, "Please, I need to call someone." The only thing that is thought to be known is the identity of 4 of the black-eyed children, Josh and Emma Collins, who are siblings, as well as their friends Joe and Remy. These children are said to have died from foul play after playing hide and seek in a nearby woods and then getting lost. As for the other members of this group, no one knows who they are for sure. But if the 4 children mentioned died, does it not seem likely that they're ghosts? But then, why the black eyes? Is there something demonic about them, or could they be vampires? Demonologists strongly believe that these are children that were fathered by the devil himself, and that to let them inside your car or property is no better than allowing the devil inside. On the other hand, conspiracy theorists feel the children are aliens who are trying to contact their home. A Texas reporter named Brian Bethel wrote about 2 alleged encounters with these beings. The first story he told was about an old couple who lived in the middle of nowhere in Vermont. As they were settled in for the evening, they suddenly heard 3 loud, slow knocks on their front door. Upon opening the door, they found a young boy and girl standing on their doorstep. They never made eye contact, but looked at the floor when they said, "Parents will be here soon. May we come in?" As they took in the sight of the children before them, an uneasiness crept over them, like a gut-clenching sense of foreboding. But going against all their senses, the couple invited the children inside their home to wait. As the 2 children sat on the sofa, the old lady decided to make them some hot chocolate to warm them up while they waited for their parents. Holding 2 steaming mugs, the lady was struck by how one of her 4 cats was behaving. It was staring at the children and seemed terrified as it hissed angrily in their direction. Now, distracted by the cat, the lady never noticed that the children were now standing beside her until they spoke together in one voice. "May we please use the restroom?" As the woman looked up, she noticed their eyes for the first time. They were as black as coal, emotionless, empty. After directing them where to go, she went over to her husband to see if he had noticed anything strange about the children too, only to discover him bent over, his hands covering his face as blood poured from his nose. Suddenly, all the power was lost within the home and everything went black. You can imagine how frightened and helpless the couple must have felt at this point. The woman thought she'd better check on the strange children, as maybe they were alarmed by the sudden loss of power too. But they weren't afraid. They stood at the end of the hallway as their voices were heard saying, "Our parents are here." The young children then slowly, without any panic in their steps, walked out of the house, leaving the front door wide open. Filled with curiosity, the old lady followed the children to the door and saw what looked like two very tall, slender men waiting by a car at the bottom of their driveway. She waved to show friendliness, but was never given the same courtesy back. They just stared at her until all were in the car, and then they drove away. But this was not the end of the tale for this couple. Within moments of the children leaving, the power returned to the property. But for the next week, strange things would happen. Firstly, 3 out of the couple's 4 cats went missing, never to be seen again, while the 4th was found dead in a pool of blood. And the poor old man continued to struggle with his nosebleeds until his doctor gave him the grim news that he had a very aggressive form of skin cancer. Were these coincidences, or did the children do something that caused all of this to happen? What do you think? The second story happened in 2014 in the UK. For a period of time, black-eyed children were said to be haunting a pub in Staffordshire, even making the front page of the Daily Star newspaper 3 times. Was the claim true, or just a publicity stunt? Even to this day, these paranormal stalkers are seen at the side of deserted roads and even outside of windows. The most eerie sighting though, and I have to say the thought gives me serious shivers, is for people who suffer from sleep paralysis or have been awoken suddenly in the night. People have described having one of these horrible episodes when an uneasiness has crept over them, and they sense they are not alone in the bedroom, but are being watched from the shadows. As their eyes frantically dart around the room looking for movement, out of the shadows, standing motionless, the children can be seen watching, waiting. Have you heard any stories of black-eyed children that you would like to share? Do you believe that they're true? And if so, what do you believe them to be? An alien of some kind? The ghost of a dead child? Or something even more sinister? My opinion is they're probably just creepy stories that have gained momentum over time and spread, becoming true to others. A real urban legend, so to speak. If there is something paranormal about them, then I would lean towards ghostly children. Maybe they are twisted in some way or angry. The 4 that were identified could be waiting near to woods along roadsides as they look for who or what killed them. And could it be that people feel afraid of them because their 6th sense kicked in, making them alert to the fact that these aren't normal kids? But the most alarming part is that they are children. And let's be honest, the innocence of children is a weakness for most adults. We get maternal or paternal and want to protect the child, so really, it's a perfect cover for something that wants to cause harm. It knows no one will want to turn a child away, and you are more likely to let a young one into your home than an adult. Whatever the truth, if you see anything like this near you, maybe it'd be best to keep driving and phone the police to check it out. As much as we believe we know about the world, there is far more we don't. And as exciting as that can be, it may also be scary as hell, especially if that something invades your mind. So until next time, dissectors, as always, stay safe out there.